Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Art of Awesomeness, episode
20.
February 21st, 2021.
That's a lot of 20s there, bro.
I know. 2021.
What if this was episode 21 coming out the 21st in 2021? That would have been perfect. Because this is episode 20, but if it was episode 21, that'd be like 21, 21, 21. That could have been kind of cool, you know?
Well, almost. Same ending. 21st day of the 21st year of the 20,000. Welcome to this 21 of 2021.
Yeah.
My name is Christian, and this is your also co-host.
That's a thing. Adrian Kiswani.
Adrian, thanks for coming on here.
Yeah, no problem.
So we got a special episode for you guys today. Has to do with school, but first,
yeah, the first order of
into
business.
that, it's ding 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 ding. National days.
Yeah. So we have
The national
was it
day.
grain-free day?
Grain-free day.
Grain-free day. So what is that? Just
anything that's grain-free. Are we telling them this, or are we talking to each other? New setup again, by the way.
Hopefully you like it, because if you don't,
Yeah, I think I moved it, but that's all right. We'll fix it.
yeah, well,
all right.
okay. So and then what was the other day? I forgot.
Sticky
Bun day. I was almost about to say hot cross bun day, but I knew that was wrong.
Cross bun.
Yeah, like the
Sticky
song.
bun. Yeah.
No, but I thought it was gonna be hot cross bun. Like,
Oh well, is that an '80s reference?
no, it's a band reference.
Oh,
Remember
okay.
all
Sticky
that
bun is a dessert, I think. It looks like when we searched up, it had like those like walnuts, those secondhand walnuts.
Second-hand walnuts.
They look like walnuts.
What's the difference between a first-hand walnut and a
It's like
second-hand
a walnut, but without the shell on it.
Whoa, that just blew
Whatever
my mind
that
a
one
little
is.
bit.
I don't know what that one's called.
Oh,
Is it still walnut?
I
If
guess.
it doesn't have. Oh well, it had something on it. It looks sticky. So Sticky Bun Day, go check it out.
If you want, you know.
Yeah, Sticky Bun Day, National Grain Free Day. Those are the only 2 days today. And without further ado, what are we? Am I saying or are you saying it?
I mean, I guess we can just jump into the episode. Today we're going to be talking about things we wish we knew before high school, which I think is actually.
Yeah.
I think we wanted to do it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We're
but we
in
had
college
to get
now, so we're qualified to talk about this.
qualified kiddos.
How do we even start this?
That's what I was thinking. Like, do we do it year by year, or I mean, how do we want to approach it?
I think we should do. Let's just start off with things in general.
Sure.
You know what you want?
Actually, you had one good point right before this. If you want to kind of lay that out first.
My first point. We're not going to do text, right? We're just going to talk.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Okay,
text is a lot of editing.
It's a lot of the first one.
It's a lot of stuff.
Team.
Mm-hmm.
First one is my first tip. One thing I wish I knew before high school, and these are for everybody. I'm gonna be referencing you guys looking here because it's for you guys too. But I wish that I knew, or I took more seriously, the fact that the habits that you have with you in high school carry out onto college. So,
and that's very true. That's not like some.
Yeah, and it's not like they place emphasis mostly on the grades, which I mean, in a degree, like you can't really get into a good school if you like have all Fs.
Yeah,
so I mean,
that's fair.
But they didn't really emphasize, and compared to the grades, so much as your study habits. Things like the things that you do and where you prioritize things, because it definitely does. I think it definitely does have a huge role that plays out on how you perceive or how you go about schooling. Because when I'm doing schooling, when I'm reading, or how I manage my time when it comes to assignments,
right?
I noticed, and I was thinking about this a few days ago, that it was very similar to. I was thinking this is the way that I used to do this when I was in high school. I'm saying it like I'm such an old guy when I was back in high school.
Yeah, you're like in your 30s. You've gone through the system.
I'm thinking
already.
like, wow, because it was similar to the way that I used to think about assignments and not just doing them, but the mindset I had thinking about it and how I managed my time was very similar. And I wouldn't say I was a bad student. Like I wasn't like a failing student, but
right.
I mean, if
you weren't in chronic success, right?
Yeah, I wasn't like Bernice. But I made it, and I think I could have, if I managed it better though, and based on my habits, I could have been a lot better. That's what I think. And and I think when you go into college though, you kind of have that, you have to be your own parent in a way where you're thinking, this is a new level and you kind of have to
there's
step
not
up.
that person harping on you or asking you, did you do your work today?
Mm-hmm. You have to be, it's different when there's two ways you can rather respond to this by, stepping down and being, just going by how you used to do things, right. Or, stepping up because, this is the real deal now. So
the big leagues.
Yeah. But that's the first thing I'd say is that habits that you do in high school are generally kind of the same importance as the actual grades you get.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So really, I didn't really emphasize the point. If I could go back, I'd tell myself just really focus on getting good habits and disciplining yourself, because that makes it a lot easier when you go into college, so you don't have to do as much.
Yeah, and that's
improving.
And that's a good point, because it doesn't just go into college as well. It also goes into just other aspects of life. Yeah. I mean, the more disciplined you are in general, I think, that's going to help anywhere really, like work or family life, etc., you name it. So I mean, going into high school, because we're talking about going into high school, right? So we're thinking 8th grade people just finished summer, you're going into freshman year. There's that temptation. I can see where that temptation would be to just sort of, I don't know, just see high school as a sort of fun time where
parties,
and then you say, oh well, I'll but the big emphasis on focus when I get to college, I'll wait until college to sort of actually get in the game, instead of actually just starting it in freshman year, so that you can kind of climb your ability levels throughout your 4 years. And so by the time you get to college, I mean, you're a master pretty much at managing your time and your work and studying and that, because you've already built with those habits for like 4 years, right? So
of it, right? Yeah, like thinking of your future self, because
keeping your future self in mind, right?
When you get there, it's like, I think you already explained it. When you get there, you're gonna, it's not like, when you get to, if you're in high school now and you go to college and you're thinking your past self is like, oh, future me is going to handle this. You're going to be in college, and then this is just from us. It's not like we're seniors or anything, but freshman year, I think we can still get, this happened to us a few times where we kind of relied on it.
We're out of high school.
Yeah. And we were just like, oh man, like, I don't know what my past self was thinking.
Right.
Like, darn you, past self, for putting all this responsibility on me. If only you would have just helped me out a little by learning these things. Yeah. It would have made the transition. I'm not saying, I think you're saying, like, don't, like, kind of have a foundation so it's easy to roll off of.
It's easier to transition into,
Yeah.
But, I mean, because you're not going to be harping on yourself later on, like, oh, dang it, I wish I hadn't put in time to actually become a good person at work and stuff. You're going to be thanking yourself, if anything else, right? You're not going to be like, dang it, I wish I hadn't have done good in high school, right? I hadn't
studied. Gosh darn it.
Studying is for the weak.
Studying's for chumps. Yeah, I take back the whole thing. Redo. Yeah, don't study.
Yeah. Actually, don't study. Don't do anything.
Don't study. That was mine. That was my first one.
That's a good point, though.
Study habits.
Like, that was building those on early, sort of a thing.
Yeah, study habits.
Yeah, I would say not to, because I know that most of our audience probably is out of high school at this point, but I mean, some of these things do apply to even out of high school situations, because things that you wish you knew before high school could really be applied to a multitude of things, whether it be going into college or work or whatever. So.
Oh, yeah.
But I think a big part of it would not to let the daunting idea of high school get to you, because
like the idea when there's like how they propose in the cartoons where it's like, oh, they'll eat you alive.
Well, I mean, also in like 8th grade and 7th grade, they would always be like, it's going to be super tough in high school. We're preparing you for high school. Huh. Like, they would hype it up. Like, the teachers themselves, like in grade school, they would hype it up to where, if you don't do good, I mean, which is kind of true. If you don't really do good here, you're going to have a hard time in high school. That's true. But they would really just, I would say, over-exaggerate it a little bit. And so when I got to high school, I was like, bro, like, this is it's not that big a deal, right? And it's the same thing in college, right? They'll say, oh, you're in high school. We're preparing you for college. You got to make sure.
Like, they always raise the bar a little bit.
Always make it a bit more than you think than it really is, right? Mm-hmm. And so you sort of get this mentality of, oh, man, I might not be good enough for this, or this is going to be a bit more intense, right? And in reality, you have to know it's really, like, it's not that big a deal.
It's always a bit bigger in your head. You know what? I think
you can always, like, over-exaggerate things in the mind a little bit. Yeah.
I think on that note, the way I see it is I think teachers like Miss Pierce especially, because I think it was mostly Miss Peer that reinforced that on us.
I would agree.
And kind of Mr. Horning, maybe. I just remember Miss Peer. Miss Peer was the one that was like, what you're saying is like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be really tough.
Yeah.
And I think I know what you're saying. And if you look at it another way, I think the setup was there where it's like, oh my gosh, like we really have to get our game together. And
your expectation is like up.
Yeah.
Here,
So when you get there, I think you're a bit more mentally prepared. So when you do come face to face with those things, it's not.
Yeah, it is helpful to the extent where you're prepared for a bit more than what it is.
Right.
So when you get there, it feels better.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I mean, that's good and all, but don't let it freak you out so much to the point where you just can't even function, because that's not good.
Where you just like shut down.
Right, because there are some kids who I knew when they got to high school, and it was just a bit, I don't know what the right word is. I'm just gonna say overwhelming for them. Yeah. I don't really know how well they were prepared in 8th grade and stuff like that, but it just seemed that when they got there, they didn't really get the fact, hey, you're in high school, you kind of got to act more professional now. They still sort of had almost an elementary mindset for a few years in. I mostly like troublemaker kids, who don't really get, dude, you're in high school, like start like putting your stuff together, right? But yeah, I would just say don't let those sort of projected ideas or expectations freak you out. Let them motivate you, if anything, but don't let them
don't let it overcome you.
Right. Don't let it get to your head.
Don't let it. Yeah.
And also just don't let things get into your head in general in high school. That's just a good idea.
I mean, oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't let things irk you or get to you. You have to build up some level of like mental fortitude just to kind of get through high school.
You know what? I think. We got like 8 minutes. On that note, because we're kind of bouncing off each other, but
sure.
Like piggybacking off of what you said, I know it's hard, like from a high school mindset. But if you're asking things that I wish I knew beforehand, that hearing something from my future self would make it a bit better.
Like just grab Christian by like
just like listen to me.
Okay.
I would say that, and it's again, this is difficult from being in high school, but I'd say that not everything is going to be the end of the world. You're going to have, not everything's going to be the end of the world. Like
not everything.
Did I say? Wait, what did I say?
No, I was just making fun.
Oh, not everything. Not everything.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like when a relationship ends or you fail a test or, something goes wrong, you always hype, like what you're saying, like is rather, you hype it up to be so much and it gets to that point where you're just at the very top. And from that point of view, you just think everything is, more like this is it. Like, I use the idea of relationships or tests because that's
the most common thing you see throughout high school.
And when something ends like that or something doesn't work out, you always think like, oh gosh, like this is it. And you always stress yourself out so much. We're doomed. I know, it's like, it's like
if a relationship ended and you failed the test the same day, that's gotta be a big oof. That's gotta hurt.
Pointless.
Life at that point, you might as well just end it. I mean, that's sad. But that's what I'm saying. Like people will legit, feel that way after that happens. You really shouldn't feel that way after that happens.
Yeah, if we're saying something we could tell us again from high school, it's different because your point of view is so like narrow because you're actually there. But I think once you have experience, a bit more experience, and we could go back, I would tell myself that just don't cut yourself some slack because not everything is the end of the world.
Yeah, and that's a good point too when you said it was sort of narrow-minded in high school. It's good to go into high school with the understanding that your mind is very, very narrow in high school. That's all, your whole world is within those walls of campus, right? So I feel the moment we graduated
graduated virtual.
The moment we got out of high school and actually started going, like I remember the first day in college, it was almost as if high school was not this meaningless thing or pointless thing by any means, but it was this thing that meant so far less to me than it did when I was in it. You think that, when the teachers will say something along the lines of, most of the people that you're friends with right now, you're not going to be friends with in the future, right? In the moment, you're like, what? No, that can't be.
Like, oh my, it's terrible.
There's no way, right?
What's going on?
Well, I guess, we're kind of freaks out, but whatever.
Yeah.
But, that really is a good point that they pull out there because you could almost see high school as like a friend that you're just, it was nice, but when you move on, Like, I didn't really need that as much as, or you know,
I didn't really need that.
Well, you know what I mean. It wasn't as important as maybe
as you perceived. Yeah, it, right? Like it wasn't like the emotional like the tie. I get what you're saying.
You know, like in high school, your world is high school.
Yeah,
when you graduate
like
high school,
so fixated on high school.
When you graduate high school, your world is the world.
Yeah,
and so it expands.
Yeah,
on a crazy expands. Yeah, so I would say keep that in mind. That you know, at least have the awareness. Because I feel like even if you're aware, you're still gonna make high school your world. So at the very least, make yourself aware of that fact. That you're going to be a little bit narrow-minded, so just keep that in mind as you're going through. Like, if you're feeling something, just be like, this probably, in the long run, it's probably not going to matter as much as something like, I don't know, marriage or having kids. Like, on a life scale, it's much smaller than you think.
Like, looking on a big picture.
Right. Like, if you could put your life on the timeline, high school is a very minuscule part. So I would say obviously, with any aspect of your life, you want to try and excel in any place that you can. But just remember not to put that unnecessary level of stress or worry on yourself when you really realize this probably isn't as important as I'm making it out to be right now.
Right.
You know, that
like
sort of thing.
So from saying this to a high schooler, just try to have a big picture mindset and don't narrow in.
Pretty much, or at least be aware of it, because it's kind of hard to not do that, but at least be aware.
Yeah. Be aware. Should we? Okay, here's the thing. I started that one first, then this one.
Ooh.
So. When that hits 19, it's probably going to end. Should we keep going? I like how we're just acknowledging. All right.
Friends, this is serious news.
I started, you guys are starting, it's at 17 something. And so that's a little bit ahead of this.
So they're ahead of us.
So probably at a 19. What can we say in
What can we say in 1 minute?
In 1 minute. Well,
all right,
before
say
the
a random
intermission, about high school or
just a random word?
Chair. Sitcom show.
Comedy Central.
Are we making a show? Oh, Mystery Boys
album.
Hal is a bum.
Hal is a bum. All right, well, that lasted for
I don't know where
roaring 30 seconds.
Now we know. See, but other than that,
we
got them. Here's the thing: we got the main points.
This is true.
We got the main points. We did the clappy thingy, and the only thing is that.
So this is the only problem we're having at the moment. So that's.
But next time
really
we're gonna start this one first, and then that one instead of that one and that one. So now we can kind of see that. So we'll have some leeway.
That seems legit.
I don't know what's gonna end, but should we cut to intermission like these next few seconds?
Yeah.
All right, right now. Oh, I might cut out.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. I feel like we're like Han Solo and Chewie, like we're on a spaceship. We're like, go hurry, Chewie.
Go.
Start the ship. All right. Timer.
Start this.
Oh, my neck.
All right. You already know how it is. Children.
Timer. Bible. Am I opening it?
Are you opening it?
Yeah.
Yes. You're opening it.
Ready? Is this for real?
So hold on.
Ooh. I know, right? Oh.
Sorry.
All right. 3.
Oh, wait. We don't even have it.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Sorry. My bad.
Chewie.
My bad.
All right. And
we are live. Welcome back from the intermission. We hope that you enjoyed that intermission. And the Christians, what was that noise?
Yeah. It was a noise saying that we're back from it's the back from intermission noise.
Nice. Bing! So we're going to sort of talk about a few, I think, 4 topics right now.
Yeah, we're going to try to break it up in these next 20 minutes.
So maybe like 5, so about maybe 5 minutes each, something like that.
Just going to go first. Adrian, we were talking before this. You have an interesting one that I'm excited for you to elaborate on. So I'm going to give the floor to you.
Thank you. So one of the things I learned throughout high school is it's important to sort of stick to your own. And what I mean by that is to stick to your own sort of plans. And, throughout high school, you're going to have many opportunities to sort of pick paths to go down, things that you could do, things that you could not do. And I think it's important when you go into high school, or even just at any point throughout high school, to make sure that you're having some legitimate goals for yourself that you're setting as far as where you want to be in the next, year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And once you actually make a sort of formulated plan and start acting on that plan, it's important that you don't let either, whether it be, I don't know, other people or circumstances get in your way of accomplishing that goal. Because there are some people who do want to sort of maybe not tear you down, but keep you from reaching the level of whateverness that you possibly could, right? So it's important that to keep, I would say, a vigilant mind when it comes to interacting with people and, you know, individuals and friend groups and so on and so forth.
Like be selective.
Yeah, make sure that you are not compromising your goals or your ideals or your principles for the sake of other people's, I don't know, approval or, you know, to assimilate.
Not like shifting the point of view from like your motivation or what you're chasing, kind of.
Sure, yeah.
And kind of incorporating that with goals that you have.
Right.
And not letting that be solely controlled by.
Yeah, and not letting your principles
forces
be tainted by, I don't know, really anyone or anything. Just to make sure that you are capable enough to where you can draw a line in the sand and say, you know, this is kind of where I stand, and, you know, you can do you, but I'm not going to do that. You know?
That's a good, like, are you talking kind of about, this kind of falls along the lines of like peer pressure and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Because I think that's like one of the biggest times in high school and college for peer pressure.
Yeah.
And I think, it's a bit harder when you're younger too, or just with peers, but.
I think we were just so random that people couldn't even think of something to peer pressure us into doing, you know?
Yeah,
we were already crazy enough to where they were like, yeah, just leave them be. Just,
on some social situations, yeah.
Like,
but
honestly,
I
think
don't think it was anything like drugs or anything.
Oh yeah, but there was this one guy who thought I was a weed dealer. Did I tell you about this?
All right.
I think I took yeah, why not?
Plug.
But
I think that means weed dealer. I think it means drug dealer.
Anyways.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was walking in the cafeteria one day, and for those of you who don't know, I used to have pretty long hair, and I wear hoodies and jackets, and evidently that combination makes you a drug dealer. So
it does.
I was walking in the cafeteria one day, and this one dude was just sitting down. He was like, "Hey, are you interested in weed? Do you sell weed and stuff like that?" And I was like, "No, why?" And then he was like, "Oh, you know, it just looks like you sold it." I was like, "Okay."
What grade was he in?
He was in our grade.
What grade? Senior?
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? Oh wait, do you know his name?
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say it, but you know.
Is it someone that we're friends with?
No, not someone we're friends with.
Oh,
but I mean, if you looked in the yearbook, you'd probably recognize him. But I just thought it was funny, you know. I was just it wasn't like a peer pressure thing or anything like that.
It was just like they just thought that he sold.
They thought I sold weed, and he was like, "Hey, like, do you smoke weed?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Do you sell weed?" And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Oh, okay."
It's like you don't smoke it, but you would sell it.
Like, yeah, definitely.
I don't think that's impossible, but
no,
that's weird. I don't think you ever told me that.
I think I must have told you that day, but maybe you just forgot because that cracked me up, dude. That was the funniest thing.
It was at the cafeteria?
It was in the cafeteria. It was on, you know, flex periods and stuff like that. I was on my flex, and I just
flex periods, like those free periods.
Right. And so I mean, I was just walking down, and then he just calls me out, and I'm like,
"You sell weed?"
I guess he was disappointed that day.
Well, you should have said yes and just seen his reaction, and just
hand him a lollipop.
Yeah, it's like, there's your weed.
There you go, bro.
Yeah, weed-free weed. There you go.
Weed-free weed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a good like not.
That was just a fun story, but I mean, hopefully the point.
You like that stems off of peer pressure, off of peer pressure.
To some extent.
I think that's a good topic because especially in high school, you know, there's a lot of opportunities.
There's a lot of cracked out people in high school, dude. Just like.
I mean, I think even if you're not in high school, just.
Yeah.
Even general. Outside of it, especially, I think
definitely
even actually outside of it, there's more opportunity for that. But
high school is a place where it's at least kind of controlled, and you have that ability to just sort of, you know.
Yeah.
Mark.
So your point is
essentially stick to your own principles and your own goals, and don't let your goals or ambitions be hindered by external forces when you could just say, I'll step away from this.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good one, man. Wow, I feel like I'm talking to a fortune cookie right now.
Yeah, I had a fortune cookie the other day.
What did it say?
I forget. I guess it wasn't that good if I forgot it. It's probably like, your podcast episode is gonna suck. But I
didn't know he had a podcast. I've always wondered where those fortune cookies came from, Panda Express, by the way. If you guys know,
let us know.
That's just something that's on my head and in the comments.
What do you think do you
I
think
there's
there's
some old lady or man
who's just
or
writing?
Both just writes in the room.
Just an old couple sitting down in like up style chairs, They're
just writing random ones like, yeah. That's what I think.
I dig it. I like it. But you had a point too, to get to your point.
Yeah. That was, so Adrian's was about setting your own agenda and just doing your own thing, not being persuaded. What I was going to bounce or piggyback off of, I'm saying piggyback a lot. What I was going to kind of transition from that was.
Ooh, that was more professional.
Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of
transition.
Whoa.
Was.
I think you just got an extra view with that alone.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say like I got a disease or something.
Well, I mean, that's also, I don't know
that's
how
possible.
That would happen, right? You're just contracting COVID.
As I was going to say,
this is why we can't have nice things.
Being yourself. And I think if I could, because you already said that really well about, sticking to your own thing. If I could say anything to my older self, younger self? Okay. High school. Sure. If my older me could tell my younger self anything going to high school, it would be hard. I don't know how much I'd listen to myself, but
you probably just say, like that's crazy,
time travel? Dang. I would say to just really be yourself and don't be afraid to, this kind of ties in, I'll say it later, but
sure.
Just the premise is don't be afraid to, really be yourself and kind of put yourself out there, right? Because there's already so many other versions. I used to, going into high school, I'm a really big movie geek, or I just really like the idea of cinema and like how just even like especially everyday heroes, even superhero movies, where just everyday people like us, like teens, like made a big difference some way, and they always, just the story of it was really cool. And I always relied on, kind of being like them when I didn't know how to react, because that kind of was like comforting going into high school, a new setting, and you didn't know how to act with this whole new setting and new atmosphere. So just having that kind of
people you've never met,
Yeah. And so I think after a while you kind of confuse some aspects of their personality for yourself, and you kind of just get lost.
So you can sort of lose your own sort of sense of self.
Yeah.
Got it.
So if I could tell myself anything, I would really just try to ingrain it in my head just to be myself. And it's not a bad idea to rely on, even not just for movies, but like comments from other people and advice that they get, to not let that become a part of so much your personality. Like just let that guide you, but don't let it,
sure.
Be ingrained in your foundation of your personality.
So sort of, I guess a way to put this would be, if you were in a room filled with just kind of the worst people, to just make sure that you don't let any of that sort of rub off on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Any of the negative, like you want to gravitate towards the positive aspects of people, but you want to shun the negative aspects of people.
Yeah. That's definitely a branch off of it. Like to not let, kind of what you were saying before, let external influences be ingrained in part of you.
Right.
And if I could just add on to that, like being yourself, not only kind of relying on these other aspects of characters that you watch and advice you get from your parents or friends guide you, but whatever you are going into high school, or whatever person you are, just, I think the way I could best piece this is, when I say be yourself, I'm going to rephrase this. Be yourself, cut yourself some slack to find out what your interests are and what makes you feel alive, to kind of really put yourself out there. Because I think going into high school, you think that, I think we had these hopes going into high school, like we're going to dominate high school and we're going to be like such the coolest kids ever. And I think that kind of got me carried away, at least, where I was like, I kind of just overshot how I thought about it completely in the beginning, where instead of being...
So you were setting your expectations.
Yeah. Instead of being like, I'm just going to go in and be myself and make new friends and just see what's waiting for me. Instead of doing that, I had this pre-agenda in my head where I was like, I'm going to act like this and be friends with these people and do these things, instead of just letting myself get kind of lost in the high school flow and see see what happens. You know, if I could rephrase this anyway for just be you, I'm going to rephrase this.
No, because just be you could kind of...
Right, yeah.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to rephrase that from just be you to just cut yourself some slack, to just be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And just let yourself, just see what happens. You know, just let go.
Just sort of allow the high school experience to unfold. And
yeah, because, you know, it's really rare that people going into high school are the exact same coming out of it. I know we weren't.
Probably. Seldom do they come out the same. Yeah, you've got to find some change in 4 years, right?
Right? Yeah. So I just say just be open to new possibilities and just cut yourself some slack for seeing what happens. And that's going to tie into something later, but I want to get back to what you were saying. So we were saying your thing about sticking to your own agenda.
Yeah, sticking to your principles and the kind of principles, standing your ground. Like yeah.
Principle, and then cutting yourself some slack with finding out who you are and, you know, trying out some new things in high school. And then you were saying friendship, I think, or something else.
Something along the lines of who you spend time with or allow yourself to spend time with. In high school, inevitably you're going to be put in positions where you have to work with people that you like and people that you don't like. That's just the way things are. Right. That's the way the world is.
Projects.
Yeah, that's just how life is. I mean, that's not, it is what it is, right? But when you have the option to choose who you hang out with, I think a lot of people can sort of get warped into this mob mindset, you know, where you just sort of, you can take the kind of go with the flow attitude like with anything, you can take it too far, right? So if everyone else, it's sort of that thing. If your friends were jumping off a bridge, would you do it, sort of thing, right? Like just jump Definitely. Off, right?
Yeah.
But it's sort of a thing where you want to make sure that you're picking the people that you spend time with wisely. You know, you want to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that are going to make you better. So that means that you're hanging out with people maybe who are smarter than you, people who are more athletic than you, people
someone you can learn from.
Yeah, maybe people who you just see, wow, that person is better than me in every way. I can, you know. No,
that's one way to put it.
No, really, just because, so you can learn from them, right? Because the fact of the matter is, you don't know everything. You never will. You're not the best athlete. You know, you're not the best, person at mathematics. There's always some room for improvement. So surrounding yourself with people who also have that mindset of they want to improve, right? You can look to them for inspiration. You can look to them for guidance or help. Making sure that you surround yourself with people who also want to be productive with their life, with their lifestyle.
Who want to not only have talents that you don't have, but have kind of like the heart to do something good.
Like to keep going. You know, maybe not. Like overachievers in some sense of the word, right? People who are going to look at something and say, yeah, I'll do that. But also, you know, what if I did this? Or, you know, really just critical thinkers or, you know, really great athletes or something like that. Look towards people who you can sort of paint a picture in your head of and see, okay, they are better at this than I am. Right. So I want to focus on them and see, okay, what's he doing that I'm not? Or what's he not doing that I am doing, right? And so you can sort of, like you said, kind of bounce off people and see and kind of gauge the community in high school, because there are different sort of groups in high school that you're going to encounter. Yeah. There are some really bad groups. There are some really good groups. You want to make sure that you are actively trying to pursue the good groups.
Selective with your group and who you surround yourself with. Pretty much. I think that's a good way to put it, because, you know, even... I think this is something that you pick up even going to college, but the people you can hang out, the people that you do hang out with can show a lot about maybe where a person is heading down, what road they're heading down towards their life, or, you know, just the person that they're kind of roughly etching to become. I've seen, you know, I think that's not wrong. If you look at a lot of people by their friend groups, you can kind of see like how, you know, how each one, something that they take away from each person that makes them a better person, or just kind of something that they all have that they use to build upon each other with. So I think that's a good point about,
because I mean, I've seen people in high school who, they didn't improve in high school. They didn't stay the same in high school. They actually got worse. And the reason they got worse was because of the people that they were hanging out with largely, right? Mm-hmm. So you just have a bunch of people with the same mindset of, we don't really care. We're just going to do whatever. And then when you put that, together, you don't really have much productivity going on. You usually have some self-destructive elements in that scenario. So you want to make sure that you're going with people who, actually want to better themselves. And if you're hanging out with a person who wants to better themselves, you're going to start wanting to better yourself. And together, you're going to start benefiting each other. And it just kind of creates this nice community of people who are helping themselves, helping one another. And it's productivity all around,
right.
So
it's a win-win.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. So being
ultimate win.
Like ultimate win. Like being selective. It's better to have a small group of real ones than a plethora of.
If you have over 15 friends or like 20 or 30, that's like, like close friends. How close are they, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if your friend is if your friend is a crowd, you should probably start thinking.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Because how much time can you really spend with all of them?
You're right.
Because if
you mean like the meaning, are you talking about like?
I'm not talking about having small acquaintances. It's good to know a lot of people, but I'm saying like those close friends. It's almost impossible to have 15 close friends. That's near impossible because. Think about how much time you spend with a close friend. Mm-hmm. Divide your day into 15 parts and spend an hour each with 15 people.
Really just like to pay attention to who's contributing a lot of mental energy towards where you're going.
Sure. And again, this is not saying anything about acquaintances or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking close friends. Yeah. It can be a challenge. It can be tempting to just sort of go with the mob. So you want to make sure that you're actually sticking to principled people so that you yourself can remain principled.
Principles. Yeah. So one more thing. I have one more, and then Adrian, I'm setting it for him. But the last major topic I wanted to kind of say, if I could tell myself one thing, and I think this all the elements kind of blend together nicely for this one. But it would be, I would tell myself to really take chances and like put myself out there a bit more. And what I mean by that is it's different for everybody. I think that's pretty general. For me personally, if it wasn't for leadership, I don't think any of this would have happened. But taking chances like I don't know, maybe taking chances like signing up for a club or going to an extracurricular activity or going to a game outside of football
games.
Yeah, football. Because mainly football was the main thing because it was football. Everybody got together for football.
And what I loved is that most people didn't even watch the football. It was just really, it was a social gathering.
Yeah, it was like a hub.
Because we lost nearly every game, but that's
towards the end. I think I jinxed it though because when I was making videos, I was like, we got this, guys.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
that was funny.
That's okay. Who would have known? Like that was like the last year we would have played football for like a long time.
I like the fact that I think it was our last football game.
Marcelo.
Yeah, Red. But we are for those of you who don't know, our school colors are blue.
Right.
And our friend, we're acquaintance, Marcelo, always was known for wearing red hoodies. So Christian and I actually have a matching pair of red hoodies, and so we wore red to our final football game. Our last one,
yeah.
And he didn't even show up.
Well, funny story about that. I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
There's some news that I have to tell you.
What the heck?
Anyway,
he always does this on the podcast. He'll never tell me before.
I could say, adding on to that, taking chances, I was a little bit withdrawn where I knew that there was, I think there was some instances where after homecoming, I think it was after homecoming, or those float buildings where people were like, hey, we're about to, I don't know, go get pizza over here and just to like celebrate this, or you want to come over and talk about setting something, basically taking chances, not just taking chances like with friendships or relationships, because that's like something I think most people like think right away.
That's pretty obvious,
when it
right?
takes to taking chances like going out with someone or asking someone to be friends with you, or you don't really ask someone to be friends with you, right? You just like
you ask someone to be in. Dude, Christian was smooth in his relationships, bro.
What are you talking about, man?
When you asked that one person promegio or whatever.
Oh, prom,
dude. Smooth,
prom
man.
Was good. Okay, that was a good one.
Christian,
that's in a whole thing, but
yeah,
Adrian
for another
you helped me, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Either way, it was, that was
I helped you with that stuff since like 8th grade.
Part of taking a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of taking a chance. But I mean, for me personally, there were definitely opportunities other than that.
Sure.
Like with everything I just said, like the pizza thing or hanging out with other people outside of it, or investing in a club or taking on new responsibility, where I just did not. I shut myself down to taking any of that on, because I was like, the less to handle, the less I was likely to fail. But really, high school, really, if I could just cut straight to the point, high school is really the time to, as well as any other time, to make mistakes and to just kind of put yourself out there. Because high school, you're kind of setting yourself up a bit more to, just really going all out and trying new things. That way, when you're into college, you kind of have a better sense into it.
Right.
And yeah, but I would say definitely I would have tried to encourage myself to take more chances when it came to not automatically saying no, or making up excuses for why I can't go to things, when really I'm sure most of them would have been really fun. They sound, now that you kind of have time to think about it, it sounds like really like a lot of fun, like going to things that people invited me to, or things like that. So I really would I would tell myself to not be so quick to judge,
just reject something.
Yeah, to reject something. And just keep in mind that these are some of the best years of your life, if you choose to kind of make it like that.
Yeah, and it only gets better if you choose to have that mentality, right? I mean, yeah, but I agree that the leadership definitely helped you in that sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember there were so many times where you'd say, I got this leadership thing.
Yeah.
That sometimes the other kids wouldn't even know about. They're like, oh, what's that? So that sort of gave you that lens into that world. Like, what was that one leadership event you went to? You made a video about it.
Oh, TVLC.
Like,
I love TVLC.
Yeah, so I mean, that was one thing that
leadership
leadership sort of gave you that maybe other people who didn't join that, would never have experienced, right? So not just leadership, but just other things in general, right? Like, we only did track for 1 year, but that 1 year we did learn a lot doing track, and we got some good memories from it, right?
Yeah. So track is another good one too. That's a good example.
Yeah, track. That's.
I mean, we did it. I mean, we're probably gonna get called out, but hey, that still counts as taking a chance.
Sure, why not?
That still counts.
Well, I mean, that was sort of the situation where we thought that we were gonna take over the school.
Yeah, and then we grew up a little bit. We're like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that.
Too many squats. Too many squats, planks, pull-ups.
I mean, hey, that was our thing. Laps, so in the end,
burpees.
we took chances.
Oh, sorry.
Huh?
I was just listing off a bunch of exercises I
Did
don't like.
Did you say
burpees?
Oh yeah, burpees. Shin splints.
Oh, do you remember when you had to like jump up the bleachers?
Oh, bleachers.
Balcony.
Yeah, bleachers.
This isn't a suicide attempt.
Yeah, it was more dangerous if you had to do it after it was raining. And yeah.
Or when you had to like jump up and then jump backward one.
Yeah. Ooh. I mean, in the end though, I think it's kind of cool because it just for those experiences, like on the blocks when your heart's racing, you think you're gonna die. I mean, it's really just kind of, if we didn't do that, I don't think we'd think the same way.
Because it teaches you things, right?
Yeah, about really a lot of things. So really just don't really be afraid of the outcome, and just be afraid of what you'll be missing out on. Because either way, good or bad experience, it's an experience, and you learn something from it. At least you'll know sound knowledge about.
It'll teach you something.
Yeah, instead of just having a hypothetical if this doesn't work out. So just take chances and make mistakes. And what does Miss Frizzle say? She says, take chances, make mistakes, get dirty.
There's no way she says that.
There's three. She says,
well, it was made a while ago.
Take chances, make mistakes, and get busy or something. I don't know. There's three. I'm not crazy.
That one somehow sounds worse.
There's three. Take chances, make mistakes. There's something else. If you guys know, let us know. But I know that there's three.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I know that there's three. Take chances. Yeah. Anything you want to say off of that, Adrian?
Be like Chicken Joe, man.
Yeah, Chicken Joe.
Chicken Joe? Be like a Chicken Joe in high school. Yeah, I mean, we've sort of, what have we gone over? We've kind of gone over the academic side, which is not to let things get too much and to start doing good habits. We've talked about the social aspect of making sure that you're staying principled, and to make sure that you're keeping your friends sort of in that same mindset category, right? You want to make sure you're spending time with good people, you know, and prioritizing good things.
Being yourself.
Yeah, and taking chances, making sure that you're, you know, experiencing high school and not just letting it, you know, slip by, because, I mean, they are years of your life, you know, whether or not you see them as overly important or unimportant, they're still years of your life, and you should, I think any year of your life, no matter what it is, you should probably try and make the most of it.
Yeah, cherish it, because it's not going to be exactly the same as high school. Like, there's still some times I wish I could go back, because, you know, well, again, we were on campus then, but...
Yeah, I don't to be honest, I don't think I miss high school as much as I do just human interaction. You know?
Oh, Adrian.
That was kind of sus, not gonna lie.
I'll show you sus.
Good Lord.
Okay.
If there's ever like a Christian sus compilation, I want that to be in it.
That's the first one.
That's the first
compilation.
Just that?
Yeah.
Do you want me to upload a video? Which is
yeah.
Christian sus moment number 195.
Anyway, we had good moments. You taking chances. What'd you say? You said
staying principled.
Principled.
Making sure you're spending time with good people.
Yeah. So I think those are really
I think those are. I think that's a good core to go into. I mean, let's be real. To really understand these things, you're really gonna have to just go through high school.
And plus, we were really. I think we were big overthinkers then too. I mean,
I think we're still big overthinkers.
Yeah, but so I think that's like the watered down version for us. But I hope you guys took something out of that.
Yeah, we hope that was helpful to you.
That was for us. Things that we would say. Let us know what you guys would tell if you're in high school. What would you tell yourself right now? What would you tell yourself going into middle school? If you're in middle school, what would you tell yourself going into kindergarten? I don't know.
Don't eat the crayons.
Don't eat the crayons. Yeah, eat the crayons, man.
Dude, heck yeah. Eat the ketchup packets.
Eat the ketchup packets.
Yeah.
So let us know if you guys like this. We have Are we doing that, or you want to say something else?
No, I think we're good. As far as I think that was a pretty. I think that was a pretty good.
Again. I'm gonna, however you want to take it from here, Adrian.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
So I mean, we'll probably just talk a little bit to end this off. But before that, let's just get the verse of the day out of the way. We got some pretty good feedback on our previous episode going through Proverbs. So if there's anything else more biblically surrounding that you guys would like to see other than the verse of the day, because that's gonna kind of be an all the time thing. Yeah. If there's anything that you would like to see beyond that, please let us know. Our friend Nick recommended that we do
Revelations.
Dude, flip to Revelation right now, dude.
Bro, I swear.
It's
Revelations.
It's the book of Revelation. I promise you.
It's too hard.
If either one of us is wrong, it's going to be bad, but whatever.
Bam. Do you see this S?
That's a 2.
Oh. All right.
Anyways.
Jeremiah
17, 14. But yeah, I mean, we'll probably do maybe something on Revelation.
A lot of people are liking these Bible verses of the day.
Yeah, so I mean, anything else biblical you want to see, let us know. But right now, Jeremiah 17:14, heal me, O Lord, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for thou art my praise. Good little verse, good meaning. I like it.
Dang. So that's really like a cry for help.
Pretty much. Thou art my praise. It's a pretty good one.
Thou art my praise. Not your praise, ching. My praise.
Pretty much.
So back up.
Wait, I got one too,
though. Oh. 2 gods?
Oh. Inception.
Brilliant.
Wow.
I think we had a good topic.
I think that was
good. I like new setup, new topic, background. Anything we want to say. If you guys enjoyed this, let us know in the comments. Hope you guys enjoy this. What do they say? Leave a like. Does it really help if you guys leave a like?
Actually, you know what? I don't know if this is right. I might be totally wrong, and I might be screwing us here, but that's okay. We're still learning. I think that what really matters on the YouTube algorithm is comments. So if you want to help us out, comment a ton. Yeah. Just comment the most random thing you can think of.
Does it help if you just do a letter or a period?
I don't know.
Because that still counts as a comment, right?
Well, we did have one episode where we were just saying spam periods in the comments, and a few people did it. But,
and was that our most successful one?
No. But, hey, why not? If you like the video, like it. If you want to subscribe to our channel. If you like Christian's shirt,
subscribe. We got new merch. thrift store.
The art of thriftiness.
Like Miss Q-Top's math class just threw up on me. So colorful. So symmetric.
What was that voice? Good.
Dang.
Oh man! Wow,
that's some good water. Yeah. I mean, pretty basic. Same thing we always say. Just.
I mean, we're not professionals.
We're not.
We're just guys.
Yo, why do you think we're filming this in a bedroom?
For real, man. Like the bed is literally.
You guys are on our bed. Take you on a trip, baby. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Comment down below if you have any other.
That is good water. You're right.
Videos.
What the heck?
Right. I know you guys have good water.
I know. I was kind of surprised.
If you guys have any other ideas, if you guys like the water too, if you guys want some water, let us know.
We'll ship it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give us your address, social security number, credit card number, information.
Hello Kitty.
Your birth certificate, preferably. Maybe just a proof of residence at your home, the deed to your house, maybe some car insurance, proof you're California or whatever state ID.
Sweat.
You know, sweat.
Wow.
That's kind of weird. I think you went a little bit too far with the
you're
sweat.
You're going to.
No, I think I'm pretty reasonable right now.
Let us know, guys. We had a lot of fun making this.
Fun.
We had a lot of fun. Let us know what you guys think about the setup. Plankton.
Ferb. Phineas.
And let us know which one's Phineas and which one's Ferb.
We all know who's Phineas and who's Ferb.
Baljeet and Buford and Candace and Jeremy and Isabel and Perry and Doofenshmirtz.
And Geralt and Yeskier and all that.
No, but that's not Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, but it's cooler.
Okay, we have like 5 more minutes. You want to say anything else?
I don't know. I mean, this is...
Okay, here's the thing. We already got we got everything out.
We're basically
and we finished it really good. This is like bonus.
So,
bonus
you know what? I feel like we're going to find some way to screw up the ending. Because it was really, really good. I think the ending.
No, it's still good. We're not going to screw it up.
So do we cut it off early, like stop while we're ahead sort of a thing?
Okay, no.
Or do we we're
gonna say something right now. This is part of it. We didn't mess it up yet. We're not acting crazy.
This is true.
So nothing yet. We're just gonna
slowly turn toward the camera.
We're just gonna calm down.
Right?
Slow. Whoa.
Hey, how's it going?
Calm down, buddy. Calm down.
What is that pose?
It's all right.
What the heck?
It's okay. It's okay. How do you want to end this? It's our 20th episode.
It is our 20th episode. Oh, you know what? I will say this. We are going to be posting some information quite soon on the live stream information. So keep a lookout for that.
Keep a lookout for that.
Well, I mean, I guess you started the episode. If you just want to
end it off.
Ching ching.
Well, guys, hope you guys... wait, say something? Oh, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thank you for joining us for 20 episodes. And if you're watching the bonus episode, which is basically like a snippet of the episode because you're too lazy to watch the full episode.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thanks for watching the full one. If you listen on Spotify, thank you for our listeners in Indonesia, Dallas, Russia, Ukraine?
Russia. No, we didn't get Ukraine yet.
We're going to get you, Ukraine.
We're following you. Don't worry.
I have family there.
Yeah, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up right in Romania, man. I'm just going to...
Is that Russia? Romania? Oh, that's wrong. Never mind. Sorry. Ooh, I'm not good with geology.
Dude, aren't you Italian?
Dude.
How do you mess up Rome? You're Italian.
Bro, I told you I'm not good with math. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for 20 episodes. Thank you for more than 20 views and support. Yeah. All of you guys that support us. We're just having fun. And we hope you guys are having fun too. So
yeah,
we'll see you guys next time.
This makes your Sundays just a little bit better.
Sunday.
The trip to a better night
and sleep.
Nice. Shake and bake.